Jennifer from Belladonna's Botanicals, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about. This is a video about some of our products, and this is what because I get some of these questions a lot, and I like to put videos sometimes in the product description, so I don't have to answer them all the time. So these are our newly redesigned ritual oils that now come in 1 ounce droppers. And we also have the crystal healing oils. And these all have little crystal shards in them and stuff. And there's also the like deity or spirit specific oils like Lucifer oil, etc. So I get a lot of questions on like how do we use these and what's the best way to use them or how can we use them, and especially as I added the crystal healing oils into the mix last year in 2022. We'll start with those. I designed the crystal healing oils to be a little bit different in their mechanism. A lot of them are they're more geared towards a more general spirituality and healing. So like this is a shadow work one. I have ones for like emotional trauma, grounding and centering. Some of the ones that I have other things in my product lines for like energy cleansing or aura cleansing, things like that. I designed these to be a little bit more skin safe, a little more that because some of the ritual oils have, I don't want you to be putting like things with stinky sulfur in them on your skin or in your bath unless you're into that. But I mean, these are kind of have a wider audience design to them, especially for people who aren't necessarily doing ritual magic. Like if you're a Reiki practitioner or a yoga instructor or something, you might be really into grounding and centering after your practices, and especially with doing energy work, you have to do that. So having something like this that's not necessarily a ritual oil, that when you think of doing a spell or a ritual in whatever witchcraft kind of practice that you do, this is something that's more accessible to a wider array of people that may be into spirituality but not necessarily like actively practicing witchcraft. So that's one of the ways that these can be used. Now I spent the past couple years, I think it started in 2021. I did my Reiki master I did level 1, 2, and Reiki master training. So I'm a Reiki master. So when I create my products, and because I always get people that are like, wow, this has great energy to it, is like Reiki can be used not only to heal or therapeutic wise for the body, but you can use it on anything. You're channeling that universal life force energy, so that can go into the products I create and the intentions for them. It can go into like crystal grids and crystal healing, stuff like that. So when I create these things, they all are Reiki charged, as it were, with the intended purpose of what that product is for. This one's for shadow work. So that is one of the ways those are used. Now, how I would use this particularly, since they come with the dropper, if I was going to do some shadow work, like if I'm going to do some meditation or working at like using like a shadow work prompt journal or anything of that nature, in order to kind of like get into the mood. It's the same as like burning some incense and a candle for a ritual. It's something to help us access part of that. Corey, don't knock my computer over. So I might put a little bit on my third eye, might put on like pulse points or the chakras, or if I'm taking a bath beforehand, maybe put a couple drops in my bath. So that's sort of one of the ways I would use a crystal healing oil. That would be different than I would do for a ritual. Now you can use this at the same way you use a ritual oil. I could use this to anoint a candle, or I could use it on a petition paper or something like that. You can use it to anoint ritual objects, and maybe not use the shadow work one for that, but I might use the energy cleansing one to, cleanse my objects, my ritual objects, or my altar, or something like that. So there is a little bit of overlap in how they're used, but generally speaking, that is are the crystal healing oils are a little more geared towards healing, obviously, and a little more outside of a standard witchcraft practice or magical practice. So the other types of oils that we have, and I just want to kind of talk about that because I have them both under the sort of categorization of ritual oils. But we have, the ritual oils that I have, like protection oil, uncrossing oil, and things like that you would use in a ritual. So with these particular oils, and then I also have there's the custom oils that I have as well, more the made to order oils, because I realized after releasing a lot of niche demonic oils that like not everyone like, it might take me an entire year to sell 20 of them. So rather than having a lot of things in stock, and especially because oils can go rancid over time, I moved some of them into the made to order. And if there's anything from the made to order that comes really wildly popular, I'll kind of really do the standard release with them. But I have the made to order custom oils for various gods, goddesses, angels, archangels, demons, goetic demons, whatever. And then I also have ones for like the zodiac signs and the planetary and elementals, because I really wasn't sure how. And rather than invest in releasing, I have them designed, obviously, but rather than releasing all these things and then watching them sit on the shelf, I figured I'd sort of beta test it as the made to order oils first. So with the standard ritual oil, this is the new model that we're using. I don't know if you heard that, just drop something. I used to do them in the half-ounce bottle, so now I'm slowly moving them to the 1-ounce bottles. So they're much easier to use with the dropper. The Euro dropper plugs in those ones are a pain in the ass. I always flick them out and throw the dropper thing away because the oil's too thick to really get through them. So our ritual oils and the crystal healing oils and our deity oils they're created to be used by anyone, regardless of your skill level, regardless of your tradition. That is also why I don't provide specific spells and rituals, because someone who is a hoodoo practitioner is going to do some different things differently than a Wiccan than is going to do someone who is, a Luciferian left-hand path practitioner. So the rituals that I use are not for everyone. I would rather you find what works for you. There's tons of great resources on YouTube and Google and those crazy books. There's lots of great grimoires and books being released every year. So the one thing they all have in common, well, mostly in common, the ritual oils and the like deity oils, some of them have crystals and some of them don't. So, but they're all a blend of botanicals, herbs, flowers, essential oils, fragrances, other materials, like sometimes I have graveyard dirt in them or sulfur or things like that. So with these oils, and as you can kind of see as I'm kind of flinging it around here, is it's got a lot of different they'll settle a little bit after time. This one I think has crystals in it because it's making a little bit of noise, but if you shake it up, you'll kind of see what it looks like. So the ritual oils and ones that for the specific entities, these can be used as offerings. I was doing some channeling work, so I have a little, which I just spilled on myself, where I was putting my blood offerings, but I also have a little bit of the oil offerings in there. just as sort of like a thank you for the work I'm doing. You can use them on candles. So if I had my Lilith oil, I could put a couple drops of the Lilith oil on this candle, or the Lucifer oil on there. You can use them. I would check to see if your crystals are oil safe first, because some are not. Some you don't want to. You could damage the crystal if you put it in oil, depending on the crystal itself. It may, and sometimes it may be the difference between it being, tumbled and polished and raw. So you definitely want to check on that. You can use it in jar spells. You can use it to on I don't know if I have any sigils handy. Well, this will have to do for now. So if I had, these are the from the demon boxes, but I have if I have the Lucifer sigil and whatnot, I might anoint it with a pinprick of my blood and the Lucifer ritual oil to form that connection. So, and shout out to Ethereal Cravat for the designs. So that's some of the ways that you can use those. You can use it to anoint ritual items. I'm trying to see if I have you can, like my next rather waxy, but you can use that on your ritual items, whether you have a wand or a knife. And I'm going to stop waving that around so I don't stab myself in the face, because that would be embarrassing. You can use them in mojo bags. There's no real wrong way to use that, but you want to make sure that if you're using it on your skin, I do put all the ingredients on the labels. So you want to, just make sure that if it's a ritual oil or whatnot, that it's not going to irritate your skin. Like, I personally wouldn't put something on me that had sulfur in it because I don't like that smell, but you do you. So, you can put them on you as sort of to anoint yourself. Like some people will use like some of like the attraction and love spell oils, like if they're going to meet up on a date with someone, put a little bit of come to me oil or something like that on. Or if you're going to the casino, you might want to put like a fast luck oil on or a money drawing oil on. So there's a lot of different things you can, I mean, a lot of time people will have like, I know in some traditions, like there's things that you can put in your wallet that, you could anoint, like, a petition or something like that. If you're going to the casino or whatever, you could anoint things with the oil that way. So when it comes to the nature of the oil, however, I personally wouldn't wear doom oil as a perfume, because of the, dark nature of what that particular oil is used for, or black arts oil or hot foot oil. Some of them are going to have caustic ingredients in it. Like the hot foot oil has a lot of peppery ingredients. That's going to be very caustic on your skin, and also it's stinky. So, you can use these on personal objects, if you kind of wanted to, put a drop of oil on, on something that belonged to you, like a shirt, or or something belonged to a partner or whatever. You just have to make sure that it's not going to either be obvious and stain the thing, or very smelly. Like, if you put some doom oil on the seats of your enemy's car, they're going to smell it. So it's kind of like, you kind of have to use these things, use your judgment and whatnot with them. So also, one thing I want to point out with this is that these are not the essential oils you could use, or the ritual oils or the crystal oils or deity oils. You could use those in like a candle warmer, oil diffuser type thing, but you wouldn't want to use them in a water-based essential oil diffuser, because this is too thick and it's going to clog it up. And also, for some of these are not fragrance oils. I get that confusion sometimes with the bayberry ritual oil that I have, because that can be used in a ritual sense, but there is also a bayberry fragrance oil. So, just to kind of make that known. you know, I would say with any of these oils, if you are pregnant and nursing, use caution, especially, and there's not enough in here that's probably going to cause any lasting damage. I just wouldn't want to risk it, like if it has wormwood or mugwort in it, you know. And if you have any allergies, by all means, and especially before you purchase, like ask, you know, feel free to, you know, shoot us a message. You know, it's I don't want people to have allergic reactions to things. Like I know for me, I don't have outside of like ragweed, I don't have any major like botanical allergies, but I know when I use mullein, it makes me very itchy. Like even if I just touch like mullein putting into something, it's like my arms are just instantly and my chest is just instantly itchy from it. So I think I have a slight allergy to mullein. Or the leaf. I didn't notice it as much with the flowers, but with mullein leaf, it definitely makes me itchy. So you know, I just want people to be safe, especially with like, you know, mushroom allergies and nut allergies and things like that. Um, you know, just want people to be safe. So that is sort of the in a nutshell of what the difference is. And one of the things you can do too, I mean, this also depends, like with what the deity oils, you know, like you can anoint, you know, if you have a statue for that particular deity or something, like I have a Lucifer crystal ball and a Shamyaza crystal ball, so I could, you know, anoint that. You know, you could use them for channeling and whatnot, just to kind of enhance that experience. So that is just a little bit of my in a nutshell of the difference between the crystal healing oils, the ritual oils, and the spirit oils. And again, you're welcome to use these things in any way that makes sense to you. And sometimes people surprise me, like I never look at the Spellfire blends that I made, like it never dawned on me that people would use them for fire scrying. But I'm like, hey, okay, that's great. You know, I didn't put that initially have that in the product description. So just because it's not in the product description doesn't mean you can't necessarily use it that way. So yeah, anyways, I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. And if you're interested in becoming a member of our channel, click the join button and there's an intro video there with all the different tiers and perks and all the cool shit. So anyways, have a good evening. Love y'all.